So by all accounts, The Walking Dead Season 6 is going to be filled with gruesome, horrifying deaths, be they walker, be they human. And, it's not incredibly new for The Walking Dead for this to happen. It's a keystone of almost every episode.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see, what it's like for these actors. So that's what we're going to talk about today. What is it like to die on The Walking Dead? I mean, you can die straight out pretty easily. You can die horribly. You could become a walker yourself.
Right.
The thing you tried to escape the most, hurting your loved ones and everyone in between. So there's actually full account of this. It's available on Uprocks if you want to check out the full article. Let's talk about some highlights.
Yeah.
The first of which is one of the most memorable deaths in the entire series. That's Sarah Wayne Callies as Lori Grimes.
Aww.
So of course, Lori, she in the process of childbirth, she learns that she will probably, if she doesn't have an emergency C-section, she and her baby Judith will die. So she makes the decision to have the C-section conducted by Maggie and face certain death, which she does.
Yeah.
What did she have to say about that, though? Everyone's like, how was it? Was it cool? And I'm like, no, it's fucking awful. I hate it. You spend the whole show trying not to be a zombie, and then all of a sudden, there you are in the makeup chair watching your face slowly disintegrate into this monster. It's quite emotional. She probably didn't read it as angrily as I just did.
Yeah.
That was my own artistic interpretation. And what she's referring to, actually, is that it was planned for Lori to come back as a walker.
Right.
And they did shoot a scene in which she was terrorizing Rick, actually. But
in like a dream.
It was decided eventually, this doesn't fit. And it is on the DVD extras if you want to check that out.
Right.
Carl actually makes it not happen.
Carl!
Shoots his mother in the head and making sure that she doesn't reanimate. And, that's part of his bumpy trip to manhood.
Yeah.
Shooting your own mother dead.
Because that was season 1 or 2. I think it was in the beginning.
She died?
Yeah.
Season 3.
Oh, it was season 3.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. So she had an idea of how big this franchise was going to be. Because I think that has to be tough for an actor going into it, too. Not really knowing when you're shooting how huge The Walking Dead was going to become. And then having it do this. But yeah, she was saying that she spent the whole time trying not to be a zombie. But I thought it was cool that they talked to her. They were like, hey, do you see this character going anywhere? Or do you have any ideas on the development?
Well, this is where we are going to go, probably, this season. And they thought, like, oh, well, Andrew Lincoln and I are going to have this whole season to say goodbye.
Right.
No.
Yeah, but that they even consulted her about that, I think, was really cool, too. And that they did get to kind of parse that down into a little bit of a resolution, before she died.
She did also say that there was so much blood all over the ground that it gelled up and coagulated, and she got stuck to the floor. You know that scene. You know what's there. It's real gross.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Michael Egan, who's known for being Randall. Who's Randall, you might ask? Well, in season 2, you may remember some jerks who were trying to break into Herschel's farm. This is one of those jerks.
Yeah.
So the one that actually
became a punching bag.
He got caught on a fence.
Yep.
What did he have to say about that? It wasn't the most comfortable position to be in the first place. It was cold. It was raining. It was all night long. They kind of screwed my leg into the fence. It was trick photography, sort of. It wasn't that comfortable. I'm yelling, and I think I was also sick. We did 40 takes of him, that's John Barenthal, by the way, slapping me in the head. Sometimes it was the right hand. The other times he would surprise me with the left hand, and then sometimes it was both hands. I want to make a special note. John Barenthal is a boxer.
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about that he probably didn't realize, or that he was used to doing something like this, and the actor playing Randall was not.
Practices all the time, but it's like maybe you hit harder than most people are used to. Non-boxers.
Plus he goes further into it, like, I got hit in the head 40 times. I was feeling a little dizzy. I just casually mentioned it at lunch, and they brought a doctor, and I didn't want them to think I was wussing out. I was like, dude, you got hit 40 times in the head.
Also, you're dead. I mean, how much further is a show going to take you for a trooper? I'm just saying, I would probably be a diva, too, if he wasn't being a diva.
No,
if I was getting killed on a show.
Absolutely.
He also wanted to note that Randall was supposed to choke Herschel to death with his chains. However, that didn't happen because people love Herschel on and off the set.
Right.
They didn't kill him in that way. But some stuff happened later. Anyway, moving on to Randall's friend, Sean, who's also part of his group of jerks trying to break into Herschel's farm. Keeter Whittle. And apparently he had, one of the best death scenes for such a minor character. So he, got Rick's sympathy after his injury, after Sean was battered around like a piñata by a boxer. But then he ended up dying horrifically after being shot through the chest by Herschel himself.
There it is.
There we go. And then falling to the ground, being torn apart, ripped apart by walkers. It was one of the early, truly excruciating, gross, gory deaths. And he felt like it was pretty great at the time. Here's how I know it was a pretty good death scene. Afterward, everybody was quiet on set. It was like, shit, somebody just died. It was nighttime. It was quiet. And then one of the EPs came up to me and was like, that was one of the best death scenes so far. If you gotta die, you might as well do it like he did it.
Yeah, that's one of the sayings that we have in LARPing too. Is like, don't be afraid of dying, but if you do die, go out with a bang.
Do you
like,
do that?
Yeah, of course I do.
Can you LARP die for me
real
quick?
Like everyone knows that oh God! No! I knew you were a walker this whole time.
But he was in the makeup chair for a few hours getting this done. He says 2.5, though some makeup jobs do take about 6 hours. And apparently it's really good. I mean, not shocked. But he did have advice for people if there were to be a real zombie breakout, which is your best bet is to just hide. There ain't no surviving. There are just way too many zombies. Your best bet is don't have a smell and hide. You'll wither away from not eating, but at least you won't be eaten by a zombie. Oh, because starving to death is a great way to go. Basically what I've learned from The Walking Dead is
find a prison.
There's no winning. This is this is all a shit show.
The zombies aren't the monster.
Is this living?
The people are the monsters.
They're The Walking Dead. Bet you didn't get that until 6 years ago. What did you think, audience? How would you die in The Walking Dead? And do you think it'd be a happy experience? Probably not. Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.